Hello, my name is Jenn M. I'm a lover of all Black people and an assistant professor in political science at Syracuse University. I'm also the author of the forthcoming book, Black Women Taught Us, set for release on January 23rd, 2024. This book is based directly on my Black Feminist Politics course, which I call Black Feminist Insurgent Politics. Black Women Taught Us is an intellectual history of Black women's scholarship, organizing, and theorizing. It interrogates the lives and legacies of important figures like Ida B. Wells, Zora Neale Hurston, Toni Morrison, Harriet Jacobs, and so many members of the Combahee River Collective, and also organizers like Fannie Lou Hamer and writers like Bell Hooks. But even more so than that, this book is a way for us to start thinking about how Black women's insurgent politics and rebellions have already given us so much information about how to navigate in the contemporary moment. This isn't your typical history book. I parallel the teachings and experiences of prominent women like Ella Baker, Shirley Chisholm, Audre Lorde, and Angela Y. Davis with my own experiences as a young, queer, and disabled Black woman growing up in Oakland, California in the 90s and 2000s. Black Women Taught Us utilizes autoethnographic methods to make these experiences accessible to all audiences, connecting the past to the present and beyond. It's a comprehensive history and journey through Black feminist discourse, but is grounded in self-discovery and exploration that leads so many young people back to themselves and to Black feminism. I'll never forget the way it felt as an undergrad when I first learned that there was no Black feminist history course offered at my university. This elite institution of higher education had attracted me because it boasted a world-renowned faculty and curricula that would supposedly prepare me for the broader world. But when I searched for courses that reflected my own experiences and identities that I held, they were rarely, if ever, offered. Now, as an educator with knowledge of the ways that women in gender studies departments, departments of African American studies, and LGBTQIA studies have to often justify themselves to administrators and campus colleagues, I see now why it was so hard for those departments to offer those courses when I was an undergrad 20 years ago. Now I tell my students what I've told every student since I started teaching in 2011, that I've never actually taken a Black feminist history course. My knowledge and wisdom of the words and the teachings of my elders and foremothers came from my own self-study and my own outside training outside of the classroom, off of campuses, digging through books so that I could learn more about who these women were and what their contributions were to society. My goal in consolidating this work for young learners is to see this information in one place so I can set them on a path and their roles in doing this work will be easier than mine. One of my primary motivations in writing Black Women Taught Us was to reveal a history that has long been erased, watered down, whitewashed, and removed from the archives. And even when it is acknowledged, it's often misremembered and simply not acknowledged by mainstream institutions, especially the institutions that matter most. Even today, 20 years after I searched my school's website for a Black feminist politics course, universities remain battlegrounds for the teaching of critical race theory and anything related to critical race theory and broader Black feminist studies. For me, as a political scientist, this matters. It's the study of power, and power matters in the United States. Black feminist books cascade down the book ban lists across the country. They remain censored in libraries and schools. Many young people nowadays only learn of this stuff out of curiosity and exploration. In many senses, while young people have immense access to data in this social moment, the political cultural pressures on institutions and educators have made it harder for them to find clear, accurate, and reliable information. This, I believe, is one of the primary strengths and opportunities of Black Women Taught Us. It operates as an introduction to Black feminism through the lens of an educator, organizer, and queer positioned Black subject. This framing of the text allows for complex concepts like self-naming, identity politics, abolition, intersectionality, and allyship to be introduced in ways that are accessible and authentic. These are not always easy conversations. In fact, discussions about Black women's political lives in the United States come in a most contentious moment as a topic today. This book is a bridge to have those conversations, honestly, while accepting how it feels to be challenged and made different by them. In many ways, this book serves as a chance for readers and students to have permission to be learning, because we all are. I consider myself a lifetime learner. I write this book as a person who has dedicated their career to translating complex issues to young people through my column at Teen Vogue, to my teaching in the college classroom. My writing is rooted in extensive research, which helps students to understand the citational histories and start their journey on Black feminist study. As I write in the book's conclusion, this book is not meant to be an ending, but a beginning. In writing this book, my hope has always been that young people, those searching for reflections of themselves, just like I was, will find it. And once they learn their own history, they will be excited to continue on. This is the book that will set students on a path toward lifelong study of race, gender, class, sexuality, and ability. I hope you will add Black Women Taught Us to your classroom and syllabi on January 23rd, 2024.